Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to another new movie review. Today we are talking about the first Purge. Really quick though, before I get into anything else, I want to shout out Ben Grimm, who recently became a creepy patron peep. Thank you so much, Ben, and to all my other creepy patron peeps for your support of my channel. It really means so much to me. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link in the description. You guys know how it is. I'm totally gonna butcher names here, so just sorry. I do it every single video. I feel like I butcher somebody's name. Okay. Directed by Gerard McMurray and starring Lex Scott Davis, Yolande Noel, and Joyvan Wade. Prequel to the previous Purge movies, the first Purge follows the rise of a powerful political party called the New Founding Fathers of America, or the NFFA. NFFA create a social experiment on Staten Island in which all crime will be legal for 12 consecutive hours. There's a $5,000 reward for citizens who stay on the island for the experiment, leading some members of the lower class community on the island to believe there is something more sinister going on. So obviously there's not much in the way of trivia and fun facts like I usually throw in here for this movie. As of yesterday, Sunday, kind of afternoonish time, the first Purge had pulled in about $30 million for its opening weekend. I can't imagine the number changed that drastically from Sunday evening, but so I mean, that's pretty good. It was up against the Ant-Man and the Wasp, or Ant-Man and the Wasp, whatever the F that movie was. I didn't see it, which I think was first at the box office this weekend with $76 million. So let's get into what I liked about the first Purge. What I liked, all right, so I particularly liked the political and social commentary that was in the movies. I feel like it's definitely a timely movie. It's one we'll be able to look back on in a couple of years and dissect in retrospect, which y'all know I love to do that, so I'm excited about that. I didn't mind it. The fight sequences in the movie, they were violent and very satisfactory. It was everything I was expecting from a Purge movie. Even though I've only seen the first two, I feel like, you get the gist of it. And I also really loved just the huge amount of not well-known actors in the film, at least to me. There's really only one person that I 100% recognized, so I love that. I love seeing new faces in film. And I feel like that's something the Purge movies have tended to do well in the past also. So I mean, like I said, I've only seen the first two, but I feel like in both of those movies, the amount of recognizable faces, it's like one or two people you recognize for the most part. There are also some genuinely creepy moments in the movie. So in the movie, like I mentioned in the summary, the NFFA offer $5,000 to anyone who will stay on the island during the experiment, obviously to get people to stay. But for those who want to participate as well, they give the citizens these special contacts, which are very Black Mirror-esque, that film everything that the person sees. So, but since there's like technology and whatever in the contacts, it gives the people's eyes like a really eerie glow. Some of them are red, some are green, some are blue. I don't really think the color has much of meaning, but it's just really creepy. There's a lot of really good sequences where it's kind of dark out. Obviously Purge takes place overnight and it's creepy. It just makes for some really creepy sequences, and it was a nice little touch. I like that. Now let's get into what I didn't like about the first Purge. What I didn't like. Overall I did like the socio-political commentary in the movie. I feel like it was laid on a little thick, and it kind of takes away from having the opportunity to watch the film just for entertainment, which granted, it is an important message and it is very topical to what's going on. But I think there is something to be said too for movies that manage to be both entertaining if you just want to shut your mind off and watch a movie, and making you think if you want to sit down and dissect it as well. And that being said, I do kind of agree with some people's reviews of the movie saying that it has a lot of like social commentary that doesn't really, it falls flat. And by that I just mean, at least for me, I feel like it doesn't say like it says a lot but doesn't say anything, if that makes any sense. It's really like here's, you know, our social, cultural, political situation in movie form, like hyperbolized, blown out of proportion as far as it can go. But, you know, here's our situation. That's what we're talking about in this movie. Doesn't offer a solution. And that's where it falls flat for me. So it's like, you know, they build up this awesome commentary, like, cool, okay. And then by the end of the movie, it's just, okay, what do we do next? We fight. That's literally a line in the movie. Like, we fight. I'm just like, oh, okay. And I don't know if maybe because this is a prequel and we know what happens in the, you know, the future of the franchise, I feel like it's just, it falls flat even more because we know that the main characters fail in fighting the NFFA and because the Purge becomes countrywide, obviously. So I don't know, I just feel like for laying it on so thick, they didn't offer a solution. You know, obviously they're not actually going to solve the problems of the world with this movie, but you know, so I think that opens the door to put whatever solution you want in there, however you think the problem should be fixed. Do that. I have to talk about the CGI blood because there was some really bad CGI blood splatter in this movie. Pretty much like any time there was a need for blood splatter, like somebody's getting shot up, somebody getting their throat slashed, the blood that sprays out was very obviously CGI, or enhanced so much that it just stuck out like a sore thumb. That was like, I don't know, I feel like for the amount of gore in the Purge movies, I've never, even if they use CGI blood in the first two movies, I obviously didn't notice it. So they, you know, managed to mask it very well. This one, it just felt like they weren't even trying. It felt like the prequel was just a little bit too late in the franchise because, you know, after 3 other movies, there wasn't much excitement leading up to the actual event, where in like the first and second movies, at least for me, like there's a lot of tension. You know, like at the beginning of the movie before the Purge actually starts, especially in the first one. In the second one, I think they do that well as well because you have the couple that their car breaks down and they get stuck outside. So when, you know, there's a lot of tension for when the movie or for when the Purge starts because you're scared for them because they're stuck outside and they didn't want to participate. With this prequel, I feel like, you know, it was mostly all about the social commentary and, you know, like obviously they try and make it very dramatic in the movie when the Purge starts because it's the first one. To the audience who has seen, I imagine most of the audience has seen all 3, it's like it's not as exciting. I don't know if it was the same way in the third one for you guys, those of you that have seen it, but just to me, after watching the first 2, it wasn't as exciting, you know, or nerve-wracking when the Purge was starting. So was the first Purge worth it? Worth it? I'm gonna say so-so. Like I wouldn't necessarily say you need to run out to the theater right now and watch this movie. But if you're a fan of the Purge movies, you'll probably like this for sure, but it's not the best movie of the year by far. So I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. On IMDb, it has a 5.3 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 52% critic score and a 39% audience score. And on Letterboxd, it has a 2.6 out of 5. So if you saw the first Purge this weekend, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about it. As always, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a Creepy Peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday. And make sure you ring that notification bell down there to be notified every time a video of mine goes live or anytime I go live. Also be sure to tune in to Spooky Astronauts this Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Does This Offend You episode 4. We are talking about Stigmata and the Last Exorcism. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye!